Hey guys, so today we are doing some sneaky things. Basically, I know a lot of people are very hesitant to get alcohol markers, and this is going to be an easy way for you kind of to transition into, or if maybe you're having a hard time blending your alcohol markers, this is going to give you a great look of having the alcohol marker but not quite going into depth with it. And it's kind of like the simplest technique ever, but it is so worth it and it looks so cool. So I'm going to start out with my Winsor & Newton's, but you can use any alcohol marker you want, and you're going to need, I'm using my Digi stamp, my Digi image. You can use whatever. Make sure it is an alcohol marker friendly ink, so stays on. I think Memento or Memento. Oh, I can't quite think of any others right now. I know there's a few more, but Stays On is my absolute favorite. And you're going to need a piece of paper that is pretty, well, I'd like to go for 110 pound, but it's kind of up to you. So, I'm going to use, because I'm doing a succulent image. I know I do so many of them, you guys are probably so sick of it, but it is like the only images that I want to color right now. I know that's weird, but so I'm just kind of picking out my color scheme. I'm going to do amber, I'm going to do mint green, I think I'm going to do pink. So I guess I should probably tell you the names. Cocktail pink, lush green, mint green, khaki, and amber. I think that will be good. Yeah, that'll do good. Alright, so we're going to start off with, I mean, you could start anywhere right at this point. It's kind of up to you. I'm going to go ahead and do my jars first. So you're just going to put down a simple layer of color. It doesn't even have to be that exact, that, you know, pretty. It's just kind of putting color down. It's essentially what you're doing with this. Now you're going to notice that it kind of gets a lot darker over my ink because it is printer ink. You're going to see that. Just because the alcohol kind of reactivates that printer ink, so it's going to swell on the paper. But that's okay with me. If it's not okay with you, then go ahead and get a printer with a different ink. Alright, so this is going to be really simple. You just put one layer of your color down. And I'm kind of going with like a pastel-y look for my jars, because it's kind of springtime, the kind of card I'm going to be making with it. So it's not going to be too dark, but you can do whatever color scheme you want. It's up to you. I love how this Digi came out. It is definitely one of my favorites. I don't know about you, but I love Digi images. Well, I guess I have to say that because I make them. But I like them because I am in a 360 square foot apartment, so, you know, I don't have very much room, so it's nice to have an extra option that doesn't really take up much space. So this orange is probably pretty bright for the color scheme that I went with, but it'll be muted down a little bit. Now I have tried to perfect this technique with just Crayola markers, and I'm still kind of working on that. If you'd be interested in that, go ahead and leave me a comment, and I'll try and make it work. I've got a few things happening. Alright, so now I'm going to use this lush green for the spiky. I should really learn the names of them if I'm going to be drawing them so much, you know. This spiky succulent. It could be aloe. That could be, yeah. It's totally aloe. Now I haven't tried every single brand of colored pencils, but I would think that they would work just about the same, no matter what kind you use. Now I'm going to use this mint that I used on the jar for this tiny little succulent down here. It's a cat at my door. That's weird. Thought maybe it was going to growl again. It wasn't really a growl, it was more like a, maybe it was in pain. Now I'm going to use the khaki for this puffy succulent. Yeah, I'm going to learn the names. Because, like, these are the three that I draw the most. So, you know, I kind of need to learn them. I just think they're so pretty. I don't know why. I really like green, and they tend to be very green, or they have greens and muted colors, and that's what I like. So maybe that's why I'm so interested in them. So we almost have all of our layers, well, not layers, our one layer done of just alcohol marker. Oh, crap. I got a little bit over, so you can either use a white gel pen or use a white colored pencil and just kind of go over where you might have made a mistake. Actually, there's a little dot right here too. Or if you don't mind them, go ahead and leave it. Because I don't think anybody's going to be like sticking their face right on it. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and put these away now. Don't need them anymore. So this is going to be a really great technique if you don't have too many alcohol markers. If you just, like the cheap sets come and they don't have the blending colors like the sets. So all you need to do is get your colored pencils out. And I mean, I have the 72 Prismacolor, but you could get your basic 24 pack and have similar colors. You're going to have blue, probably red, or maybe a pink even, and orange. Or whatever colors you decide to do, you can match with your colored pencils. So I'm going to go ahead and take this pink. It's just called pink. And what I'm going to end up doing is just going along the edge of 2 or 3 sides of the jar, or whatever image you're using. kind of feathering it out. And then when you get to the center, just kind of feather. Just making streaks all along. And then just kind of give it a soft little circle right on the edges there. And that gives you a pretty great extra kind of color. Just like that. I'm actually gonna keep this same pink and go over my little succulent here. And I'm just kind of, I don't know if you can get a good angle on this, just kind of doing a jagged line. Just rocking it back and forth. Kind of like a mountaintop. Just like that. So now we're done with the pink. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the orange. I think I'm just gonna use orange. So, you know, it kind of matches with what you guys would end up doing. So orange on orange. I'm kind of saying that the light source is coming through this way. So I'm doing this edge, the top a bit, and then the bottom. And then right on here, because that is being covered up, and then I'm going to be very soft with my lines here, and then darker down here, just because there is that light source, well, lack of light source down there. And then just kind of softly blend out your edge there. Now let's go ahead and move on to green. I am going to need a lighter green because that is a minty. So maybe let's go with this jade green. I feel like that would be the best for that. Yeah, that works great. So just giving it, you know, the good old outline. And then very soft right here because that's where your light source is going to be. And then a little darker, but not too much because there's still that light source there. And then blend that out. Just kind of soften that line. And then for the plants, I'm going to go with a very light green. Let's go with this true green. Or you could do a lime green, spring green, whatever you have. And I'm just going to kind of do some more of that jagged line. And just pick some points where I want to see some extra color. On this, I'm going to say aloe plant, but I don't know if that's the right. I think it looks kind of like aloe. Alright. And I'm actually going to move on to the little puffy ones. And I'm going to go with a I think I'm going to go with this color. I don't know, limpial? Lime peel. Oh my god. Lime peel. There's no space. And I'm just gonna do kind of like a circle kind of thing with like a branching out into the little heart parts of the little fluffy things. Just starting at the bottom and kind of zigzagging, or yeah, zigzagging is kind of the word that would come to mind. See, so you still have that dark khaki from the alcohol marker, but you have the strokes of the, sorry, I know it's blurry, but I'm actually going to go ahead and take this spring green and go on the bottom of this little plant here and do a little bit of zigzagging as well. So for the jar lid, you could make it the same color as the jar, or I'm going to use, I actually have a metallic, a silvery colored pencil, and I'm just going to go lightly over it, just enough to give it that really cool shine. And you can use gray. I'm actually going to do gray as a highlight, so got a little bit there, but I'm going to use this 50% cool gray and just kind of go over where those lines are of the jar. And just kind of give it an overall blend. Then you can take your white gel pen or your white colored pencil and go over your mishaps. And then what I like to do is go ahead and take my white colored pencil or whatever you have. You don't even have to do this step really. And I like to go over just like some of this lettering. Just to kind of give it another dimension. Or even it can look like chipped paint. So just kind of doing some like hatching or just lines. That gives it a really great an extra oomph, really. And then also on the jar a little bit when I do it. Just like that. And that is how you kind of skip the whole blending of alcohol markers and just lay a flat color. And it turns out quite the same. It doesn't really, I wish I had I don't think I have an extra Copic, or not Copic, alcohol marker thing just laying around. Well, I have the so there's that compared to that. So it doesn't look much different. But it's cheaper. And I feel it's a little faster. I don't know. I guess it depends. But that is how you kind of skip the blending of alcohol markers. So it's a cheaper and a great way for beginners to kind of learn just getting a hand of alcohol markers, really, without ruining pieces of paper, you know. Alright, well I hope you guys liked this video, and make sure to give it a thumbs up if you did, or give me a comment, or if you didn't, you know, yeah. Alright, I hope you guys are having a crazy day. Not too crazy, good crazy, not bad crazy. I will see you in the next video. Bye!